everybody, it's Wendy and I am here with Jesse James Beads today, and we are going to make a necklace, a very ocean themed necklace, using products from the Magical Mystery Bead Box May 2022, and it is Treasure Trove. And this box has been probably my favorite that they have ever done. It is so pretty. So first of all, our encouraging word for today, I love this, is you are hot and literally everyone loves you. There are people that actually believe that about themselves. I see them on the beach, like, you know, I don't want to put a bathing suit on, but I see them out there in their bathing suit and they don't have any problems. So I wish I had their confidence. So yeah, let's all take that one to heart and try to believe that about ourselves. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so Magical Mystery Bead Box this month, it was amazing. So it had this agate slice pendant in it. I think this is gorgeous. And I've got this laid out here because I have struggled with this design, okay? My original intent was I wanted just a big mass of all these beautiful beads on here. And I tried using bead stringing wire and braiding it with the beads on it. I tried just dangling them from chain. I just couldn't get the look that I wanted. Everything I did was like, this is not working. So this is what I came up with. I think it's going to be really pretty, and I'll show you what you're going to need. So you're going to need some bead stringing wire. So this right here is 19 strand bead stringing wire in like a matte gold color. Okay, that's your first thing. And I've got about 12 inches cut here. It depends totally upon how long you want to make your necklace as to how much you're going to need, but you know, cut accordingly. And then I'm using this L'Orange chain in gold, and this is matte gold. This is probably my favorite chain that they have got, and I'm so glad that they sent this to me this time. I will have links for all of this stuff on their website in the description box below the video, but this is probably my favorite chain. We're going to be using it. Then we're going to be using this teeny tiny chain. Oops, I got it in a knot, didn't I? Yeah. But anyway, we're going to be using it. So it's just a little itty bitty chain. And like I said, I'll link all this stuff. So we're going to be using those. We are going to be using this starfish from the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Isn't he gorgeous? So we're going to have our agate slice, our starfish. We're going to be using a toggle. Okay, this is just a little hammered toggle. We are going to be using 2 jump rings. Well, three jump rings total. Okay, so there they are. 2 crimp tubes. These are 2x2 crimp tubes. And 2 wire guardians. And these are 5mm wire guardians. Okay. And then I'm going to be using some E6000 glue. Here it is. And I believe that is everything. Okay, so, and well, let me show you the beads. That's important. Okay, so I'm not going to totally take this apart because I like this design and it took me forever to get it. So I'm just going to show you what beads we're using. So we are using a bunch of these little barrel beads. They were in the Magical Mystery Bead Box, and what I have done is I have pulled beads out of all the mixes, okay? So I'm not sure which mix these were in, but look through there and you will find them. They're these little oval beads, and we're using a bunch of them. Then I'm using these rings. Now these come off of the L'Orange chain when you cut it. So here they are. They're right there on the chain. I don't know why my camera is having such difficulty here. I might have to pause it and see what I can do. But anyway, I'm using these rings. So there's going to be a bunch of these throughout this little necklace here. But those come off of the L'Orange chain when you cut it. Then we are using some of these little silver metal spacers. Let me check my camera here. Okay, hopefully that'll be better. I don't know why, but sometimes I'm really hard on my phone and sometimes the lens gets dirty. Okay, we're using some of these rhinestone rondelles in silver. We are using some of these little spacers. We are using several of these little rondelles. We're using some of the potato chip beads. We're using some of these rhinestone rondelles. I think these are gorgeous, these large hole rondelle beads. We are using the large bicones. We'll be using some of these larger bead caps and these blue, really pretty capri blue colored beads, the big ones. We'll be using a few or a couple of these little table cut. We'll be using a few of these bead caps here, these little silver ones. And I'm even using a couple of these spacers that were on the ends of the strands. Okay, and that's all the different beads that you're going to need. Now we're going to be putting them on here in just no particular order for some of them, and then I'm matching up some of the others. So, you know, just if you want to do it exactly like me, you can follow right along with me. If not, you can do it however you want. But the first thing we're going to do is I really want to glue this starfish right here. I think that is super cute. And we're just going to cut this loop off. Okay, so I'm just taking my cutters, cutting that right off. If you feel like you need to file it down, you can. I think with my cutters, I can kind of flatten it out enough to where it's fine. And then we're just going to take our E6000. Clean out the lip of it. I really need a new tube of this stuff. It's really old. And everywhere that the starfish touches down, so all these little arms, I'm just going to dab some glue. You don't need a whole big lot, but you want enough to where it's going to adhere good, but you don't want it just like oozing out everywhere. So just try to keep it along those lines where it's going to touch down. And we can actually wipe it off after it sets up a little bit. And then just put your starfish on there, however you want it to go. I wanted mine to go just right like that. Okay? Just set it right down on there. Whoops. I just got glue all over my finger. Okay. All right. Now, I have already put a jump ring on the top of my agate slice here. So you can do the same, just a regular jump ring right on there, because if you hang it from this one, he's going to hang sideways, and you don't really want that. So I'm just going to straighten up the starfish. And then I'm going to take my bead stringing wire, and I'm just going to go straight through that jump ring. Now, this E6000 will set up pretty well with in about 20 minutes, okay? So you don't need to really leave it very long. I mean, it cures completely overnight, but it'll set up to where, you know, you don't have to worry about it falling off really. But I'm going to go ahead and string and just try to leave this kind of laying flat on there, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the little oval beads on either side of my focal. Okay, so just like this. One on either side. Then I'm going to do on the right side, I'm going to do this metal bead. On the left side, I'm going to do this gold metal bead. So I am not doing the exact same pattern. Of course, if you want to, you can, but I want to vary this a little bit. On the right side, I'm going to do one of the gold daisy spacers. And on the left side, I'm going to do one of these rings from the Lawrence chain. Okay. Now, I have cut lots of little pieces of both of the chains, okay? There's no certain length. I have not done it any certain length. I just cut a bunch of tiny pieces. I don't think I went over an inch on any of them. They're all fairly short and small, okay? But what I'm doing is I'm just taking the chain and I'm hanging it right on my stringing wire. So just one on each side. And actually I'm doing two on the left and one on the right. No, I'm not. I'm doing one on each side. I'm sorry. Okay. Then I've got another one of the oval beads over here. And over here, how did I have that? I kind of let this one go. Over here, maybe I did actually have a couple more of the chains. I think I might have. So I'm kind of bunching them together in you know, certain places. Now on the right hand side, I'm doing another piece of the large chain and another piece of the regular little smaller chain. On this side, I've got on 2 of the smaller pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do this piece of large chain, and then I'm doing a bead cap and this rondelle. Okay, on my right side, I'm doing one of the table cut beads, and then on my left side, I'm doing one of the table cut beads. Okay. On my right side, I'm doing one of the potato chip beads facing with the curved part facing the table cut bead. And then I'm doing a couple more pieces of the chain. And you'll see when I pick this up that none of the chain is the same length. It does not matter. I mean, you want it to be varied. That's kind of the whole look. And I'm doing one of the rings from the large chain. On the left-hand side, same thing. I'm doing a couple of pieces of the chain, not in any specific order. I just picked them up and put them on. I'm not doing them the same. I could be, but I wasn't paying attention to that. And one of the rings from the large chain. Now, on both sides, I'm going to do one of these large bead caps, the large bead, and the large bead cap. So I'm encasing the large blue bead in the bead caps on both sides. Okay, just like this. Okay, now I'm doing 2 more pieces of the chain. So I've got the little bitty chain here, or it's not called bitty chain, I don't think. It's a very tiny Rollo is what it is. It's really cute. And like I said, I'll link all of it for you. And then this large chain. On the other side, same thing. And again, you don't have to do them in the same order. You can change it up if you want. And on this side, let me get that little link there straightened out. There we go. On this side, I'm doing one of the rings as well. Okay. Then I have one of these silver rondelle spacers, rhinestone spacers, and a bicone on both sides. Okay, just like that. Then I have 2 more pieces of the chain. Okay, 2 more pieces of the chain on this other side. Oops, dropped it. Okay, and then these large hole rhinestone, really pretty beads here. Then I've got a potato chip bead facing away from that one on both sides. And now we vary it a little bit again. So I've got one of these little rondelles over here, one of the silver metal spacers over here. Okay. And then I'm doing some more of the chain and the ring. So there's a ring, large chain, and the Rollo chain. Over here, I just have the Rollo chain and the large chain. I don't have the ring. Okay. Then I'm doing a potato chip bead facing away from the chain on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I am doing a gold daisy spacer, one of these rhinestone rondelles, and one of the metal spacer beads in silver. On the other side, after the potato chip bead, I've got a rondelle. Okay, now we've pretty much strung up everything we're going to string up that's different. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the rings from the large chain on either side. Okay. 1 of these oval beads with the bigger part to the bottom and the pointy part up on either side. And then 2 pieces of this smaller chain. And again, I did not measure this, I just cut little pieces. Because I didn't want it, I wanted it to be a little bit organic. Get this other one on. There we go. And this is what we will have. I think it's beautiful. I really. Okay, so my phone revolted and quit recording on me, and I had to go take care of business. Okay, so here's what we've got. We have our wire guardian, our crimp tube, our wire going through our wire guardian and hooking onto our chain. Now we're going to go back through this crimp tube and a couple of the beads at the beginning here. And we're just going to pull it up tight, except for it's not wanting to. Pull up tight. Grab it with this. There we go. Why is this not wanting to pull? There we go. It's very stiff for some reason. Okay, so I've got my little wire guardian here. I like to take these and kind of bend them in so they make more of a little U shape. Now, we have our 2 wires here, and I like to try to make sure that the wires are not crossed. It can be difficult, but I think I've got them side by side here. And what I'm going to do is lay this in the back divot of my crimping plier. So if you can see the little one that goes down there in the very back, the little divot, we're putting our crimp right in that. We are pulling tight and making sure that our wires aren't crossed to the best of our knowledge, and we're just going to crimp down. Okay? And what it does is create 2 little channels, and 1 wire should go in each channel. Then I'm going to rotate this vertically in my plier, and in one of the front 2 divots, I'm just going to press it, squeeze it, and close it right up here. So there is our little crimp. Okay, and I don't want to get all my stuff off this wire. I'm trying to show it to you, but there it is. Okay, so now we're going to push this down. Let's go ahead and scoot all this up. We can trim this wire, our tail, off. Make sure you trim the right one. I've done that before, and it's really, really annoying to trim the wrong one, and then you have to string it all over again. Okay, move this out of the way. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Where's my orange chain? We are going to take our crimp tube, take our wire guardian, up, over, and around, just like this. Take our chain, and this chain is a little bit tricky to get up on the wire guardian. So what I did on the other one, I'm not sure if it showed up because I'm not sure when my camera went recording. I kind of smashed this side of the wire guardian down. Just flattened it a little bit so that this will fit over it. And if you flatten it down a little bit, it tends to go a little bit better. It's just the shape of this oval chain. Let's see if I can get it on there. There we go. See, it goes if you just flatten it a little, because the chain is just a little bit thinner, I guess, than the wire guardian. Okay, I'm going to go back through the crimp, through both pieces of this chain, and through this first bead. I can get through this first bead. Make sure you go through the pieces of chain and not on the outside of them, because that wouldn't look real great. I didn't have this much trouble on the other side. Hold on. Let me get that out of the way. That crimp up there out of the way. There's one chain through there. There we go. It's being really difficult today. And then I'm going to go through this bead. Okay. And now I want to pull everything tight. Sorry, that was a little tricky, but we got it. Okay. Now, it's a little harder on this side to see if your wires are crossed because you have to pull everything down tight. You just don't have the room. But I am going to bend in the wire guardian. I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm just going to crimp it to the best of my knowledge, you know, trying to get those wires not crisscrossed, but you just really can't tell on this side so easily. Okay, crimping it down. Turning it vertically. And we're going to close it up in one of these little divots up here. I'm trying to make sure I don't get my chain in the way. There we go. And there we have it. Okay. We are going to trim this off. And here is our necklace. Now we've got to put our clasp on, but that's what it looks like up front. Is he going to be difficult? Is he going to lay weird in there? I hope not. If it does seem to be laying a little weird, your large chain, you can squeeze in this wire guard a little bit, flatten it, and there. That's going to make it lay a little bit better. It's just this wire guard's a little bit wider than this link in the chain. But you can kind of flatten that down, and now it's going to lay just fine. Okay, so now we're going to put our ending on. I've got two jump rings and my closure. And I'm just going to take my jump rings and I'm just going to attach my ring and my bar. I like to do the ring on this side. I don't know if it really matters, but it's just personal preference, I guess. But I like to do it over here. And the bar on the left. I don't know why. It really doesn't matter, but that's just how I always do it. So I'm doing the ring on the right, the bar on the left. Get this jump ring open. And if you needed to make an adjustable toggle, if you wanted to, like if you are giving this away as a gift or something, you can do that. If you have more than one of these type toggles, you can hook these rings. You can hook another ring on with a jump ring. You could do that 2 or 3 if you wanted to make an adjustable toggle. But obviously, I'm making this one for me, so I know that it's going to fit me. And here we have our finished product. So let me put this on a form in my light box so you can see it better, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are in the light box. I really like the way this turned out. I love the organic feel of it, and I love the mixed metals. I've really been into mixed metals lately. I think they're so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I found that about half of the people watching me are not subscribed, and it's free to subscribe, so please, please do. It helps me so much on YouTube with the algorithms. And if you haven't rung the little bell, you need to do that because I will be uploading earrings to match this and many more pieces from the Magical Mystery Bead Box this month. If you're interested in subscribing to the Magical Mystery Bead Box, I will have a link in the description box below. These are affiliate links, so I do benefit from them a little bit monetarily, but it doesn't cost you anything more. It just helps me out. It helps my channel. So I appreciate it if you guys use the link. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.